Throughout my life, I had many reasons to hate. I was only 8 years old when I met my first offender. This was a person tasked with caring for me, my babysitter. I struggled with guilt from remaining silent, and I almost suffocated growing up past the walls of hate. Hate for the person who harmed me for years, and hate for myself for feeling like I was forever damaged. I worked hard not to hate, to remain positive. But as soon as I saw a place for myself in the world, hope quickly faded. Because in the 8th grade, I met 3 more offenders who attempted to rape me. I was coming home from school, waiting in the lobby of my building, when they forcibly dragged me 13 flights to the roof. This experience left me feeling hopeless, worthless, and undeserving of love. Naturally, I began to hate those who caused me harm. In fact, I hated all offenders. I didn't believe they could change. However, the hate was changing me. I was depressed, filled with rage. I was unable to trust. I was constantly battling with hate. So I get it. I get why it's so difficult to forgive and just justify wanting to lock them up and throw away the key. So imagine how I felt when I received the call that my brother was arrested and incarcerated 5 hours away. This label of offender had now been placed on him. And if that wasn't enough, after driving 5 hours, when I finally arrived to the correction facility, I was met with disdain, coldness by the first person I saw, and then each person after that. There was no compassion from the correctional officers. It was just this harshness of being vilified because of my association to someone whom society has labeled offender. Once again, I had to fight back the feelings of hate that I worked so hard to heal. The dehumanization that I experienced and encountered every time I went to a visit, it tore at my dignity. I felt ostracized. And I was suppressing anger from remembering my brother with chains on his hands. All I felt was pain. I suffered in silence, watching my mother shrink back due to the stigma and the shame of having a family member in prison. We were being told things like we weren't Christian enough, or maybe we got what we deserved as a family. So there were so many reasons and so many people for me to hate, like the one who caused me harm, and then the ones who got away, and the ones who perpetuate systemic harm. Hate blinded me from embracing my true self and from honoring my brother as an extension of that true self. Hate had a chokehold on my life. But as I sat with myself, what I really discovered was I hated me. I felt like a failure. I couldn't make every visit so I can remind my brother of his humanity and to show him that I loved him. I hated me. But God wouldn't let my heart break. I had to find the courage and dig deep. Otherwise, this hate, it would kill me. So I released myself from the burden of hate, and I chose love. Oh, but not just any love. I'm talking about a restorative love. A restorative love is a sacred way of being that says, as I see you, I see me. And as I see me, I see you. I decided to choose a more excellent way and to see how our perceptions can be healed of how we view one another. So I really embraced this concept of restorative love. How did I do this? I faced myself. I sat with myself, and I chose to love all of me. As I see it, restorative love is a commitment to doing the inner work on ourselves and honoring the power of our voice. Even the voices and the things that try to make us feel shame, that causes us not to see our own humanity. Restorative love breaks the cycle of harm towards self, towards vulnerable persons, families, and communities. But when I chose restorative love, I found out how easy it was for society to hate and turn a blind eye. We can't make a mistake in society. Love has limits, that has conditions, that if are left unmet, will get you canceled. Have we become a society that throws people away? Research shows that 40 million American adults grew up with domestic violence. And children exposed to domestic violence are 74% more likely to grow up and commit a violent crime. So what about the children who are trapped in adult bodies, trying to make sense of the world? These are the men and women that grow up and commit crimes, and we label them. We hate them. Oh, and we lock them up and throw away the key. We are so focused on labeling others that we are not focusing the light on ourselves. Restorative love holds the power to heal humanity. And if we can discover the place and point in our lives where we stop believing in love, we can move from this constant state of self-preservation, engage in self-reflection, and embrace all parts of ourselves, even if it's ugly. And if society would take the time, each person, to connect with what's right in ourselves, regardless of our past, then we can connect with what's right in others, knowing their history. So if we would stop and slow down and take the time to listen to our hearts, then we can heal the belief that the way to heal harm is by causing more harm. So I ask, where was the place where you stopped believing in love? Where was the place where you stopped having faith in humanity? Was it the time when you suffered from a broken heart? Or was it that time when you trusted in someone the most and they betrayed you? Or maybe it was the time you experienced a racial harm. Restorative love reconciles and it reframes the belief that not all are worthy of love, dignity, and respect. It sees offenders as more than that. They are our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, and our lovers. The difference with restorative love is that the first person I get to love is me, free from guilt, free from shame, and free from the harsh labels that society placed on me. See, if I would have held on to hate, I would not have been empowered in my healing journey to raise 2 college graduates, One who actually works for the NFL Washington Commanders, and the other one who studied 3 months in Italy and is now a chef. See, if I would have held on to hate, I would not have been able to believe in myself and go back to school and get a bachelor's in psychology, a master's in social work, and now on a path to earning my PhD. If I had have held on to hate, I would be unfulfilled, unable to connect. I would be single. And I wouldn't have said yes to my forever love. When we commit to this restorative love, when we commit to this forever work and let go of false ideals and heal historical harms and see the interconnectedness of our humanity, we can cultivate this restorative love that's inclusive. However, it must start with you and you. You are the catalyst to transforming harm, transforming trauma, actually, and repairing harm. And you are the catalyst to healing you. See, if you take the time and engage in this restorative love, it will allow you to remember, face you, hold space for whatever surfaces. And it would also allow you to embrace the hidden parts of yourself in a way that brings you soul justice. So I invite you to experience this restorative love. You got to return to the scene. Return to that place where you forgot, where the lights went out. Return to the point in time where you stopped believing in love, where you stopped having faith in humanity, and heal that place so you can face yourself, embrace who you are in totality, and heal humanity. And I know that you can do this. You know how? Because I am the other you. Thank you.